as vast as externality seems to be, internality is actually bigger. When you open your eyes and look around, it seems like you are placed in a state of almost absolute bondage to everything around you. As an animal, an organism, you are symbiotically tied to many other organisms. Organisms live in your blood, and you also live off the life energy of organisms. So to appreciate the depth of what bondage is pretty awesome. Bondage is pretty huge. And there is no non-bondage in the field of bondage. You don't look in the external for a way out of the external. So non-duality, therefore, is not a place. It's not an area. It's an actual aspect of awareness itself, of that which is noticing externality. So it's just a question, it's just a consideration of learning how to settle into that part of your consciousness which is non-externalized or non-localized, and then surrendering ever more deeply and profoundly with attention into that place which dissolves or absorbs externality. And the bindu, or dot, the tiny bindu dot of bliss that is in awareness, is capable of outradiating this entire external world. It has the capacity to draw all of it back into the state of absoluteness. And there's your freedom. That's the freedom. There's no freedom to be had on the level of struggling to get away from externals. And that is why if a human being is truly awake, they're not all that concerned even with whether they exhibit the kind of idiosyncrasies or errors even in behaviors. They're not concerned with how they look, how they appear in the external. At least that won't be the primary, all-absorbing consideration. They may have certain clothes they like to wear, or foods they like to eat, words they like to utilize when they speak, and all of that to some degree is in the level of the external, but it's insignificant compared to what happens in their consciousness as they meditate into their own being. The power that is released from a liberated consciousness is unspeakable. It's like an atomic bomb. It's what an atomic bomb looks like in relativity. It's a gigantic explosion, but in the silent field of consciousness.